What is going on, guys? What is going on, 27 squad? Welcome back into another video, and today we're going to be talking about Nate Solder's impact on the New York Giants and how it may affect Andrew Thomas's career. Also, we're going to be jumping into why the Giants should not spend the money that they are saving from Nate Solder, and we'll go into the specifics of Nate Solder's savings on what I understand for the most part, because it's still thrown around. There are other different opinions and different numbers being thrown around still to this day that people don't really understand. So I'm going to explain it in the best of my ability. So let's get right into it. Before we start, guys, make sure you guys leave a like on the video. Helps the channel out a lot. And if you want to pick up some 27 squad merch, link is in the description below to teespring.com. You can pick up the logo on a mug, on a phone case, on anything you pretty much want, on a shirt, anything. But that being said, and also make sure you guys follow Fan to Fan Network on Twitch, and make sure you check out the website as well. So without further ado, let's get started. So Nate Solder opting out in the 2020 NFL season. You guys can check out my video up above on me initially talking about it and his statement going out to the Giants fans and the Giants community as a whole. That being said, we have to talk about the effects of Nate Solder leaving. I know a lot of people really don't care because Nate Solder wasn't a big part of the Giants offense because he was so bad last year. Now I know a lot of people thought, hey, Andrew Thomas is now securely on the left side. There's pretty much no competition there. Andrew Thomas is going to be on the left side. Yes, but there is nobody of value on the right side. I'm sorry, Nate Solder was bad last year, but he is miles ahead better than Cameron Fleming, Nick Gates, although you guys love Nick Gates, and I guess you would throw Matt Parrott in there as well. He is miles better. Andrew Thomas playing left tackle, by himself there, left tackle, with no right tackle experience, can negatively affect Andrew Thomas as well. There's no chemistry building, and we'll get into that later on as well, but there's no chemistry there. You have Andrew Thomas, he's pretty much right there. He's pretty much the best tackle the Giants have. And so there's going to be a lot of pressure on Andrew Thomas to secure that edge. They're going to be attacking him more than ever. There's nobody to really intimidate anybody else on that offensive line when it comes to Andrew Thomas and the left tackle and right tackle spot. You're going to get double teams on Andrew Thomas. That may be the case. Or maybe double teams on the right side, and the right tackle spot is just constantly being a doorman, letting people through. Andrew Thomas is going to be at have a negative impact with no right tackle there of any sort of talent. Cam Fleming, I don't think will do a whole 16 games. Neither do I think Matt Parrott or Nick Gates will do anyway. On top of that, Andrew Thomas has about 14 at a maximum of 14 padded practices to get NFL ready. Yes, he played in the SEC, probably the most experienced, collegiate conference you can, really translate to the NFL. And I know he's played some top tier pass rushers as well, has handled guys like Josh Allen, Julian Akwara, and, Kalavin Chaisson, a bunch of these guys, right? But that's not even close to the talent he's going to be playing in the first few weeks of the season. Like, he is going to know what it's like to be an NFL tackle very, very quickly in his first few games. The fact that he only has a couple of practices to get ready really puts him at a disadvantage. You look at no rookie minicamps, no OTAs, only a limited amount of training camp practices with a maximum of 14 practices, and no chemistry built on the offensive line. You look at the offensive line as a term of chemistry. That is the biggest position that needs chemistry on an NFL roster. You need to have chemistry on an offensive line. If these guys aren't on the same page, all of these guys are going to fail. Okay, if one of these guys mess up, it negatively impacts everybody. Okay, it can mess everything up. So, and that also relates to the fact of that he doesn't have anybody on that right side really to do well. He's pretty much by himself to fend off these edge rushers on the left side with nobody on the right side. So this could potentially damage Andrew Thomas's career. It's going to have him out the gate limping pretty much. He's going to be damaged from the start, and there are plenty of rookies in the NFL that has had terrible careers due to certain situations. You look at Trent Richardson a couple years ago. He was like the thing coming out of college, and something happened. We don't know exactly what it was, but you gotta think that he was negatively impacted by the team he was on. Okay, he was drafted by the Cleveland Browns. Okay, a team can sometimes ruin a player's career. We see it happen with quarterbacks all the time. Okay, this is no different with Andrew Thomas. Andrew Thomas, in my opinion, was the most NFL ready tackle in the NFL, but he has to be able to handle this adversity. It's a lot to ask, but this can negatively affect his career. Now, I'm not going to sit out and say that it is going to negatively affect his career, but I don't want anybody to be surprised if he has a terrible season that's very reminiscent of Eric Flowers. There's just a lot of pressure on Andrew Thomas, and he is already 3 steps back of as far as being NFL ready. It's going to take a long time for him to really get accustomed. If he does do well, then by all means, he proved me wrong, and not really proved me wrong. I'm not saying he is going to, but by all means, this won't be a conversation, and it'll be a great thing, but you have to start thinking about that. So next up, I also want to talk about Nate Solder's sort of saved cap space. And, the Giants saved $9.9 million on Nate Solder, bringing the total to $14 million for the Giants to spend in this 2020 season. But with the signing of Marcus Golden, who has yet to sign his tender, that's going to take about $4 million off the cap. It's going to put us at about $10 million range. And Dave Gettleman has come out and said before that he wants to keep about $10 million for the 2020 season. And he always wants to, go into the season with $10 million just in case things happen. So I don't want anybody to expect we're going to sign a Jadeveon Clowney or a Logan Ryan or Trumaine Johnson or any guys, that has a name in the NFL. And I don't want anybody to go out there and lobby for that either. The Giants should not spend the money, and I'm going to tell you why. First off, there is probably nobody that you guys can name that's going to put the Giants over the edge and have them make a playoff run next year. These are pretty much just going to be one-year deals. If anybody is signed, whether it is Jadeveon Clowney, whether it is Logan Ryan, these guys are going to be on one-year deals. And then you're going to have to go back to the negotiating table at the end of the 2020 season and try to get these guys back, spending even more money. And why should we not spend even more money? Well, the cap is going to roll over. I think you guys still need to realize that we still have to pay Nate Solder something next year. Even if we wind up cutting him, we have to pay him dead money next year. We have to pay him what he is owed. On top of that, and there's a lot of things going into this, on top of that, the expected cap for next year's offseason is at a total of $178 million. That is a total of about $20 million from this past year. And that's supposed to continue on for the next 4 years of the NFL due to the COVID situations. Yes, this has really negatively impacted the NFL. Nobody's really thinking about this, but the cap number is going to be extremely low. It's not going to raise up at the exponential rate as everybody thought it would because of the whole pandemic that we're experiencing right now. $178 million is hell of a lot of an impact from 198 and in counting, right? It was supposed to raise up a whole another 10% next year. Now we're going to see a decrease in $20 million. So yes, the Kansas City Chiefs are screwed for signing both Chris Jones and Patrick Mahomes in this pandemic, where we're only going to see about $178 million of cap space. Not only that, the Giants are thinking long term, okay? They don't want anybody to sign, a Jadeveon Clowney or Logan Ryan or any of these other guys for this season. I don't think they really care too much about the now. They care a lot about the future. This team is still rebuilding. If we were on the brink of a championship run, or we just needed that extra level of advantage, then I see the Giants going out and spending that money on a Jadeveon, on a Logan Ryan. But the Giants are not in that position whatsoever. They're not thinking 1-year deals. They're thinking 3-4 year deals with more younger talent and more consistent talent, and one that doesn't get hurt very easily. And the free agent market right now does not present that at a good price. Because think about if we signed a Logan Ryan for, let's say, a $5 million contract that has the Giants going in with $5 million for the rest of the season. And if you want to get some money back, you're gonna have to cut somebody, and then you have to pay some dead money out. So listen, the Giants need to roll over this money, this $10 million that they have for next year. We're going to need as much money as we can get next year because of the decrease in cap. $178 million. If we bring in another $10 million to the table, let's say the Giants spend a total of $3 million throughout the season signing, depth players because of players getting injured, right? That means the Giants will probably go into the season with about $185 million. That's a lot better than 178. Okay, so we have to save up as much as we can to build up money because the cap is not going to be on our side for the next couple of years. So that being said, guys, that is the video. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Leave a like if you guys enjoyed. Subscribe if you guys are new, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Woo!